with it. Yeah, last year, if you were here, we actually did Lights, Camera, Action 1. And what we actually ended up doing was working a lot in our school with our smaller elementary classes and stuff like that. And I presented you with some of the, oh, you can just wait on that. Can't hear me? Last year, I told you about the whopping increase in movie and media, which was over a 600% growth since 2015. That's amazing because that also says there's a lot of jobs that are out there for students. The one big thing that we have in our schools that is really hurting us is that we did not have a real strong media program K through 12. We do have yearbook and stuff like that, but not all students take that. So one of the things that I wanted to address throughout is actually try to implement this so that it's embedded into the classrooms. But to even do that, you know, there's certain things that we had to have. One of them, and I will say right now, if you have not purchased a Mevo, it's really cheap. It's like $199 to $250. Fits in the size of your hand. If you got an iPad, you can actually sit there and it puts up to 9 different screenshots for you. It's really easy to pack. And what's really even more cool is this year we tried to do this teleprompter and it fit right inside that teleprompter. So you not only have a device that's really small, the teleprompter also is small. And I'll talk about that here in just a moment. We were, let's go back. Okay, right there. So the teleprompter. The teleprompter, if you haven't ever seen one, if you look on the news and you look over to the right and you see this big thing with green or blue, it's words that the news people see. So we actually wanted to see how it would work with their students. And last year, our high school students really wanted to get involved with this. So here we have Ethan, and he is actually reading from the teleprompter, and you'll see his video at the end, where he did it 3 takes. He read it, and what I'm saying take is, he read it on our script once, twice, and then he just read. What's really cool is you can control the speed of that teleprompter with a little app, or in this case, the remote. It works really good because then it helps strengthen those reading skills in the smaller kids too. So that was really good, but we also worked, and we've got a lot of grants through ARI this year, and I will tell you, if your school can afford just a little bit, and this is for any of you, this thing here called the Sling Studio. It is the most awesome product out there right now. It will integrate iPads, iPhones, your cameras, and we actually did some live recordings with it, and it was in a gym and it's on its own Wi-Fi, so you don't have to be on your school's Wi-Fi. It really is good. It's not hard to learn, to use, or anything like that. But the big thing, and this is a big belief of mine, is I can train a lot of people, but kids learn more when they train other kids. And so if you've been in any of our other sessions, Jacob and Jared over here are my little 2 trainers. They went out and they train, and then those kids go back in the classroom and train more. So we probably have over 30 or 40 some people trained in how to use different devices. And it's all because of kids training kids. The other thing is we have been really lucky. Last year we just had it in the library. This year we have one at our board office, so that way if we want to do something special, we can do it there. But the kids have access, and they are using it like crazy in the other, I guess in the school, because we have a lot of videos we've created this year, a lot. And these are just some that we created. Instead of us going in and doing the news, and we did that last year, and they're still doing that, but we've actually got some more things here, and it's growing in our other classes. So leadership, STEM, drama, health and PE, or ag. If you've not seen our little displays upstairs with the community challenge, you should go see them, because we got one here, Coop in the Kitchen, you'll see in a minute, was created because of 2 kids that were trained when they were really little by Martha Yount, or Extension. At that time, she was the Breathitt County Extension Office agent. She would take kids and teach them how to do like a cooking show, safety tips. These 2 kids came back and said, I want to do one of my own, because they were in ag class. They want to talk about the health benefits of eggs. And then other classes. And here's some videos, and I'll talk about some of them in just a second. We've got leadership, Coop to Kitchen. That's our big last one. The life of a JCS chicken farmer. I mean, we got a coop on our thing, and we took advantage of every piece of that. And so here's one of the products, and like I said, I will go through it real quickly. This is the one where Ethan is actually presenting and using the teleprompter. And while I'm watching the clock, because I've got some more videos embedded, our kids learn how to do the beginning and ending to all these videos because we think that's something important. Transitions is important. These kids are really creative. It just takes some time going back. We work with the health and PE class, and I'm going to jump to the next one because this is their sports, and I'm going to kill the sound a little bit. I think I killed the channel. No. I think I went, there it is. Volume down. Yeah, it's up too high. Sorry about that. So Jarrett, you aren't taking me off on time. So our kids, this was shot with Sling Studio. I'm sitting over here on this Wi-Fi, or this Wi-Fi from the box, which is sitting right here, and the kids are all up inside the stands. We're not on the school's Wi-Fi. Football games, you can record it. Any type of event like that. And it's really good, like I said. Worth spending. We also did the day in the life of a chicken farmer. We recorded, took some film, put it together, used some free music or royalty-free music from Ben's Sound. And then we produced it, pushed it out. We're really lucky that our kids really enjoyed this. And you might think it's just guys, but you know what? These girls got their hands dirty too. And it really was inspiring because these kids went back and they showed this to the elementary kids and stuff. And so those kids want to do it. And so that was part of our community challenge on top of this grant. And again, if you want to see them, they're on our YouTube channel. We did not forget our smaller kids, of course. They love President's Day. And some things here, though, is the transitions that we learned how to put inside the video. So you can actually play a movie inside a movie, and this is through Adobe Premiere. And they can fade in. So it's a little higher than iMovie, but our kids use iMovie, too, if you saw any of the other videos they created. But jumping to our next one. This was the one, again, it's not the full, but what we found was we would take these students, and these are the two guys that came up with this. Coop the Kitchen came up with the logo and stuff. Of course, we did find the music on the royalty-free, but these two guys get in and they start cooking. But here's the thing about it. It lasts about 8 minutes, and we're not watching the whole thing, I can promise you that. They have different camera settings. We used Sling Studio to record it. We had like, I think, what was it, 3 or 4 cameras? Maybe 5 cameras? This is not even on green screen, this is not. This is actually just a TV behind. We came up with like a little farm scene and put it on it. So green screens are great, but you can also use TVs. But you can see our green screen over on the right. So if we want to do a news broadcast, they'd be here. Yeah, you can kill me on that. And they would be here, and then we could have like the news anchors, and then they could be the weather person over here. And we basically set it up the same way. But what they did was inside the video, they incorporated little commercials, and it basically said, here's healthy things about the egg, and also about my plate, which replaced the food pyramid. And so we tried to do that, embed our little commercials inside those so that we can get. This is just some YouTube stats. If you did not know, once you put stuff on YouTube, you can get a lot of stats. We just pulled, you go to data analysis on YouTube, you have to have your channel. But the cool thing about this is that I just pulled up devices because I wanted to see what the devices were using. And I noticed when I started doing it, it said game consoles. And this is only 28 days. So you can see like videos, different people watching. But what was cool is I wanted to know what kind of game consoles are watching our YouTube channel. You can go into it a deeper dive. And I found that somebody's watching on a Nintendo Switch. Pretty interesting, and PlayStation and all that, but it tells you what the people are viewing. And you can also get the videos which have been hit hardest and so forth. But, you know, if you want to watch more and learn more about what our kids are doing at Jackson, we do have our YouTube channel. We do have a lot of videos on our website, and there's a lot of kid-created products, and we're really proud of those. You know, I would say percentage-wise last year, we might have had 30%. This year, we're probably about in the 60s to 70% throughout the school of our kids using tech, and that being part of their, curriculum and engagement. So they love it, and we love it too because their products are so great. Any questions?